Hello everyone, this is Captain HSG, and today I'm gonna do a walkthrough on Daydream, the toughest course in the game by far. Alright, let's get started. So I go with fall as my season here because the weather is at its best most of the time. Like compared to winter, weather's not that great in winter. And summer has greens that are really tough to read, as for every other course. And spring is just like fall, but the soundtrack's more upbeat and distracting, and honestly really distracts me, and in this very focus heavy course. So you want to take note of that. The fall one is more relaxing, whereas the spring one is more upbeat, in your face, you know. I like both soundtracks, but the fall one is better if you're really focused on getting a good score, so let's get into it. For my last tutorial, I used Louise with Big Air Infinity, but as you can see, she's weak in the rough, sand, and curve, and those are all important. Some more than others, but to compensate for that, I go with Jack with Big Air Straight. And that gets you max power, along with good spin and decent control. You can also choose Ratchet with Big Air Infinity, but the spin's not as good. You can play around with these two characters. You can also use T-Bone, Bad and Approach. What other characters? You can... Even Z is potentially a good candidate, but I like to use Jack because he's the fastest to load. I'm not sure why he's doing that. My sticks are... Excuse me, my analog sticks are drifting, I don't know. But yeah, let's go with Jack with Big Air Straight. And I guess I'll just use Bertha as caddy, why not? So yeah, Daydream. It's a tough one. For sure. The toughest. This is going to be very in-depth. I'm going to cover every shot I do, and let's see how it goes. Alright. That first 5 seconds really tells you all you need to know. This wind is not cool. I don't like this. But it's... Actually, I think this hole has a trend of having wind that goes towards the hole. Like, as you can see, I can roll right into the fairway on this first shot here. And I don't use red or blue flame power shots here, I just prefer the 281. The 3 woods is a bit of a risk, so I'll just go with the 281, a bit off of max power. And the wind will carry me the rest of the way. Let's see how this goes. The wind really ate that one up, wow. And now that wind is a perfect tailwind, basically. For this I'm going to go with backspin, since I don't have to worry about where I land and how far it rolls. And this wind is going to carry me a lot, so I kind of think of each meter of wind in my head as 2 yards to like under or overcompensate for, so I'll go 1 notch off of 118 to get like a 116 or something like that, and then get carried the rest of the way. That's not too bad. That might be an overshot shot. Yeah, it was. But that's actually a good setup for my putt here. Hold down after pressing triangle to get that angle. Take your shot. And I barely made that, wow. Alright. Hole 2, first par 5. It's a tough one. Now this wind is pointing right at that sand, which I don't like. So to compensate, you can either take the risk, go for this narrow patch of fairway here, and aim over here so that the wind carries you over slowly over that way. Or You can go for this wide fairway over here. Press start for top-down view, and that landing grid will show you where you can potentially land. But the thing about that is you're about 300 or so yards away from the hole for some cut positions. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with a 257 towards the T-Rex there, and we'll see what happens. You can choose to go a little off of max power there with that club. Let's see how far this rolls. Yeah, it rolled just far enough for me to have a shot at getting it on the green. Alright. This is 6 meters east. That's a lot to deal with, so I'll go each one of these grid lines, as I said in the previous tutorial, are 1 meter of wind. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I guess 6 here. And adding on with for the ball lie I'm getting, I think I'll go about there. That's about right. I'm thinking about whether or not to use 2 notches off of max or 1. Because of that 22 yards down you can see on the top. Let's see. I'll go with 2 to be safer, because if I shoot too far I might land on that fringe you can see there on the right side of the screen. It just messes up everything, so let's go with 1. Side note, you have to get perfect impact if you do opt to go where I went. And that's still on the green apparently. Wow, that's very lucky. That's very fortunate. Okay. But this green is not that great. And you can see my ball rolling at the bottom right, but that's misleading because it never goes that way. Like you can see here, if my joystick would stop drifting, you can see right there where Jack is, it's rolling to the right, but then the next grid line it isn't. So that's how you can tell this first one won't affect your shot at all. Because you're going to hit the ball anyway. It's not going to obey the first grid line, because it's going to be past them by then. So that's going to roll a little bit to the right there. So I'll go about there. You really have to time your second X press. Wow, that went far. This is a very reset heavy hole for those who are going for 22. But there is a hole here that can redeem yourself. Redeem for a mistake on any hole. And we'll get to it in a minute. Alright, this is a tough one. Hole 3. This is a weird cut position because there's a couple on this column of grid lines. There's one at the back there, but this one is basically asking you to do backspin, because if you don't, you're gonna land somewhere in this fairway here, like right there. So you wanna, it's weird, this elevation is 10 yards, but this wind is gonna cancel that out. The question is by how much? I think I'm just gonna go with 186 and go 2 notches under. See what happens. This is around 6 meters of wind, so I'll go about 2 grid lines to the right, or a little less. I'll go about there. Yeah, let's see what happens. All right, we got ourselves that impact. That was a little far. I should have gone with that 176. It was nice to try it out though. Sometimes you won't see the grid lines on the green, so you kind of have to wing it. But it worked. Anyway. Every single hole has its own way of being annoying. Actually here I get really generous wind because it's towards the fairway where I want to go. For this hole you'll want to have your drive, you'll want to press down on impact, so that your ball doesn't hit this brown area here and go flying off out of bounds. So what you want to do is aim around where the wind, aim around here, since the wind is going to carry me right anyway. And you want to press down at least on impact, even if you're not doing backspin, but I'm going to do backspin. Even if you don't get perfect impact, I think it's still fine. Because what pressing down does, it makes your shot trajectory much higher. Or at least not enough, like sufficiently higher. Alright, for this, like I said before, each meter of wind is 1 yard. And that's going to cancel out that 6.8 and then add 6 more. So this is basically a down 6. So what do I do here? I'll go with the 186 again, I guess? Would that make sense? I don't know. I'll go 2 notches below 188. See what that does for me. And I'll go with backspin again, because I don't want to land somewhere weird. Because you can either land here, go in the water, or you can land here and go too far. What backspin does is really homes in on the ball. Or on the hole, rather. And this lie is going to bring me a little right. That's where I want to go. That's not bad. Not bad. I can kind of deal with that. Alright, this is going to be kind of tough. But I can make it work, I think. Even though it's 4 yards, it's still kind of tough. Wow! That stings. I had that in my last tutorial like 3 times. You're going to have those moments. Especially in this course. It really sucks. I'm doing these tutorials like first attempt, so don't blame me for making mistakes. I'm sorry about that. Alright, here you want to aim on the left side. That's your best bet. And go a little under max power so you don't roll into the water like I have on multiple occasions. There's another option you can choose. You can also opt to go there, where my cursor is. There's a fairway there, but it's not as good an option as this, for sure. This green I really don't like, so I go backspin here every single time. Or at least press down like the drive of hole 4. And this green is going to roll really far down, so be prepared for that. I'm just going to press down on impact and go with that without doing backspin. Compensate for wind, 5 meters north or southwest. And that lie is going to take me very far right, so I'll go about there. And also compensating for the elevation of 17 down. That's really odd. I think I just caught a slope there that I've never seen before. This should roll it right on in. And that 0.57 at the top meant 5.7. When it says 0.57, you've got to undershoot by 5.7 feet, or around there. Alright, hole 6 is the redemption hole. And this wind is very nice right now. As you can see, 299 yards remaining on the bottom left. I could potentially ace this, which would be very nice. I won't hold my breath for it though. So what I'll do here is aim for the green, do some backspin, so I can land at a very high distance or yardage. And let's see. I hate myself. No, I'm kidding. That's really just... Whoa! I'm angry, dude. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, she said keep rolling, baby, so that it was gonna land 16 feet or less away from the pin. I'm kind of mad at that, though. That was a big opportunity for an ace. That was very good. Very good wind. I could have easily aced that, but I got an eagle. I shouldn't be choosy with that. Hole 7, worst par 3 of the course, probably. The next two are pretty good. Yeah, this is the worst one, for sure. That's 4 or 5 meters. Yeah, just a few grid lines there. One more for that elevation of 15 down. And let's do this. Okay, that's 5. Not far left enough. I'm just gonna quickly do this putt. I don't know if that'll go in. Got it. Alright, hole 8. One of the worst par 5s in the game. Why? This sand trap. This sand trap's gonna mess with your shots a lot, but I got really lucky here and got a good wind. Really good wind. Right towards the hole. But in some cases, you may have to shoot around here to compensate for the wind. Sometimes, if it's going like downwards, you'll have to shoot here so that it lands on the fairway with your 281. But I got this really nice wind, unfortunately, so I can't show you. I'm gonna go with backspin. Honestly, backspin is so versatile. You can apply it to so many different situations. And even that shot wasn't that safe from the sand. I almost went in there. You're gonna see this a lot, but you're gonna see a high elevation for your lie. You see that 8 degrees there? And the bottom right, you're gonna see that a lot. This one is hard to calculate. 6 meters, so that's like 11 meters to the north. 11 yards, and then minus that 4-yard elevation, so 7. So I'll go with a 210. And let's see how that goes. And that 8 degrees on the bottom right, it's gonna... Oh shoot, I forgot about that. Yeah, so another thing you want to note. That fairway can really ruin your day. Even though it was 8 degrees upwards on that lie, that can get you sometimes. But you can... It may end up worse than this. I'm getting really lucky in this hole. Never mind. I just missed the perfect back there. Sometimes you'll go in the water hazard, which will suck. I'm still on pace for a birdie here. Yeah, hole 8 itself is a journey. This birdie felt so earned after all that. My drive almost went in the sand. My second shot almost went in the water. And then my third shot was just a trivial shot. This hole, you just want to aim at the fairway really for the drive. It's pretty self-explanatory. Nice best drive. Here you'll want to use backspin. I'm going to compensate for wind, so that's about 5 or so to the right. Was that some lag there? I don't know what that was. Again, missing perfect impact. It's really important in this course that you're on your perfect impact game. Like you're really feeling confident in your impact. If you're going for like a good score here. Otherwise you're not going to have a fun time. It's really hard to find a day where you're really feeling it with impact. And yeah, -9, friend 9, just like my Mount Sakura. I don't know if I should emphasize the sa or the ku in Sakura. Is it Sakura or Sakura? I'm not sure, let me know in the comments. But I don't like this. Hole 10 is controversial. I don't know, it's just really bad. I don't like this place. The green, the fairway, everything just feels bad. The fairway's so narrow. Nice volcano though. You can go in there, read your round for fun, I guess. Gonna go for backspin there. That should be on the fairway, because the wind will bring me there. You can also go where I was originally gonna go at the beginning of me making that shot. Back-to-back best drives. But you can also choose to go on this fairway. It's also an option. You can also check out that alien spacecraft over there. But these trees may be a problem for you there. So I just chose to go here. Because now I'm at a good angle with this hole placement. So that's 2 grid lines, 3, 4. Yeah, that's about right. I might have undershot that, but I was just playing it safe. Almost hit the pin. Yeah, definitely undershot that. But you'll notice some rounds you're going to get really nice lies consistently. And those are the rounds that really make it far. Because you're going to lose runs, you're probably going to lose runs to bad lies. Or bad green slopes. But when you get those streaks of good slopes, those are the runs that make it far. Anyway, here's hole 11. There's a racetrack here, it can be distracting. So I guess you can pick when you want to shoot or take your shot. I'll just go when they're not there because they're distracting. The wind looks to be about 4, maybe 3. I don't think 3 is possible in Daydream, is it? I think 4 is the minimum. Wait, what's that over there? I've never seen that. What are those? Sorry, just gonna take a minute. Alright, just done. That's pretty cool. 1, 2, 3. That's around. Yeah, alright. We compensated for the wind. And the elevation is down 8, so the wind's gonna do more. And I'm gonna go 1 notch under perfect. So let's do this. Also going for backspin. I go for it a lot. It's very helpful. Trust me. Like, see that? Beautiful. Easy. Another good lie. That's why I do backspin, man. Because topspin and normal shots there are not really an option. The thing with backspin is, it only limits your green activity to a little bit. Doesn't let you roll on the green too much. Which is why I'm also doing backspin for this shot. That'll limit my fairway activity. See? Didn't really do much. Alright, here I'm just gonna go with a... I don't know what I want to do here. I'll probably go for backspin, but look at that lie on the bottom right. Holy. That's absolutely insane. So I'm gonna add a few grid lines here. Gonna go about like 7, 8 grid lines just to compensate. The back 9 of this course is really something else, man. It's gonna be some of the most stressful Hot Shots golfing you'll ever do. I almost got that in, wow. I should have added a little more to how far right I was going. Alright, hole 13. This is a tough one. I've had many runs die here. And this is the main reason why. This water hazard right here. I hate it. This river right there that runs through the hole. Alright. Here you have the option of going there, which will make you go around that house. And as you can see, there's an umbrella there. Or, wait, where's the umbrella? Is that an umbrella? I guess there's 2? Right, I never knew there was 2, I thought there was 1. But don't worry about these umbrellas. They open when you shoot at them, but they don't usually mess with your shot. But this wind is really nice, and I'm gonna go with a shot around there. And this fairway here really rolls the ball a lot. Like, I've had a shot that's landed at like, I don't know, 2-0 something and rolled all the way to like 240 just to get in the water. But I got a good landing there. And a good angle at the hole with a good ball lie. I'll go with backspin again because that's close to the water. Alright, that's not super backspin, but it can still help. Alright, it's not going in because she said all cookie sausages. But we're on the green. Wow, right in front of the hole. And that's going to be an easy putt, I think. This hole will give you a lot of trouble with putting, but I got lucky this time. $14. Again, two options. 1, 2. I'll go with 2. Because the wind is also going towards 2. But this left option can also push you towards the water, like 13. 13 and 14 have tough water hazards to deal with. And that happened. Wow, I love that. That really helps. I need that. You're gonna have to deal with that at some points. Yes, that's really the best I can do. Alright. Just gotta keep recovering from all this bull that's happening. Again. Tried to do backspin there, but when I miss, you'll see that... See that? You land before the green. That's really just unpleasant. You don't want that. That applies to like everywhere that you should use backspin. Par 3s, par 4s, par 5s. That's why I use backspin, so I can land far and not land before the green. Alright, hole 15, you have option here. This wind is just good enough to let me land there. Also an option here, and give you that. Oh, I'll actually take this option instead. It's less risky. This, I don't know if these trees are a problem really. Nice landing. And that's a nice angle at the hole. Really the only thing that's going to affect this horizontally is going to be the lie. Alright, I had to get perfect there. Come on. Whenever Bertha says all cookie sausages, it really ruins my day. Because it means that the shot's not going in. Why'd I choose Bertha? And that's 15. That's like the calm before the storm. Because these next 3 holes are a storm. They can be anyway. Hole 16, this elevation is not friendly. I think it's like only half true. I think it's like down 12 really. So you undercompensate by 12 yards or so. I'll go with a 186. Because that wind is going to push me a few more yards. And wow, ultra shot. I think that's my first one of the round. Wind was nice to me there though. It might not be these next 2 holes. I think 15 is like the chillest hole in the back nine. With 17 also being up there. Again, nice wind. Gonna use backspin so I don't land near the sand. This is the biggest obstacle to face on 17. Hold on. 2, 3, 4. That's about right? Like, I wanna use backspin, but I guess I'm forced to use side spin instead to get around this structure, this building. I guess I have no choice. If the wind was like 7 or something, then I could definitely use backspin. Not a terrible approach. I might have overshot that. Oh no. We're good. 8 birdies in a row, I think. Is it? 12. No, 11. 11 birdies in a row. What? And to end the round off, we have hole 18, which is actually not that bad. Unless your wind is bad. And this wind is like okay. So this is your best option. You can also choose to shoot over here. This patch of fairway. But there's that little block of structure there that's... I guess that's the second story or something? I like to go here though. That's where I usually do. Or what I usually do. Backspin again, for reasons I mentioned previously. I'm gonna bounce off this. That's fine. You don't want to do that for this next shot though. Alright, I've had a double eagle on this cup position before. And guess what spin I used? You guessed it, it's backspin. 6 meters east, or almost east, so that's like 4 grid lines, because the green is elevated upwards. 6.7. 4. I'll go about there. Bro, where's the ball logo? It's been rolling really slowly. There it is. It's rolling really slowly. Yeah, I'll go about here. Right? Yeah. That seems good. And somehow I managed to close out with a better score than my Mount Sakura tutorial. How? I got an 18 in that tutorial. What? Well, there's a 19 on Daydream for you. And that's Daydream. What a course. It's a roller coaster, dude. That back 9 was so consistent. Except for 14. But anyways, let me know in the comments if you have any questions or course requests. I've done 2 of these walkthroughs so far, and I'm going to do an overall game tutorial really soon. So be on the lookout for that by subscribing, staying tuned, maybe even ringing the bell to get notifications if you want to do that. Yeah, this has been Captain, minus 19, casually. Hope I offered enough help for you to make anything clear that wasn't already. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.